Hello, my crafty friends. Today I thought I would also include showing you how I cut my mesh. Today we are making a pink and orange flower wreath, and we're gonna start off with cutting some pink. I'm not sure if I'm gonna cut that off or not. I think I'm gonna cut right past that. I don't know if you guys can see that wonky thread there. So I have my wood burner here. I bought this on Amazon. Mine only has the on-off switch. It does not have a temperature control, which I do like. When I had a temperature control one, I kept knocking the temp down. So that wasn't good. All right, there's my little wonky bit. I'm gonna start here. What line doesn't matter. What's important right now is that I'm getting just past this, and I'm just gonna go straight down this row right there with the wood burner. And I believe it is called a chisel tip. And look at that nice straight cut there. And it's sealed, so it won't be doing much fraying. So we're gonna cut these in 10 by 10 squares. I'm not gonna make you watch me cut all of it. And forgive my cord over here, it gets caught on everything. Now, I'll be honest, I do not wear a mask. This smell does not seem to bother me, but I do open a window and I do vent the area because I do have animals. I have 2 dogs. But if you have asthma or breathing problems of any kind, you probably would want to wear a mask when wood burning, especially the poly burlap, because it is like burning plastic. Now we're going to be making a few different style petals for this wreath, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be the sunflower petal, and we're going to do some leaves, and then we're going to move into the cone petal, which we're going to alternate colors on that one, and I'll show you what I mean by that. And then I think we're going to end it with the Star Trek petal. And if you ever jump lines when you're going down, it's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world. I've done it multiple times. Sometimes my eyes just can't focus. Okay, we'll do one more cut here. Okay, set that aside. And while I do need to cut some more orange, I'm gonna remove the glass, exposing my cutting mats. And I'm just gonna show you real quick on one petal here, because I don't think I need that many. Curl side down. This is so that we can make the cone petal. Now this isn't the first petal we're making, but it is going to be the next petal, so prepping the material for that is key. So I just take my long plastic ruler here, finished edge top left, finished edge bottom right. Always have it in that position when you put it into your diamond shape, and every one of your petals will come out looking the same. Take my rotary cutter and just cut that corner to corner. That's all you have to do so far for the cone petal. But I'm not sure I need any more of these cuts, so I'm not going to cut anymore. I probably will need more cut, and if I do, I promise I'll show you. So that is the wood burning and cutting of the mesh. Oh, you know what? Here, let's do one more. It won't hurt anything. So top left, bottom right for our finished edges. We have it in a diamond shape. We're gonna layer big plastic roller with extra big numbers. And we're gonna lay it down on the corners and take our rotary cutter and cut straight across. And we have our 2 triangles. Okay. Okay, we're going to put the glass back up. And we need to cut some orange. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this unfinished edge over here. Okay, we're still cutting these 10 by 10. I'm getting some beautiful 10 by 10 cuts here. This doesn't usually happen to me. Must be you guys. Where's everybody watching from? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're missing this so that you can be out swimming, more power to you. We got our pool ready. It's crystal clear. It's gorgeous. The solar cover's been on it for a while now. I was gonna go get in today when I realized we don't have a ladder. I mean, we have a ladder. We bought one that locks, like the steps flip up and you can't use it. But we can't figure out how to put that part on. The instructions are so dumb. They make no sense whatsoever. But until we finish getting that put together, I'm not swimming. And my man won't do it during the week. He'll do it this weekend. Actually, he'll do it tomorrow. He's off tomorrow. So maybe I will get to swim. Just not today. I'm going to need quite a few cuts of the orange. I had more cut already of the pink from a different project. But I still need some orange to make the cones, and then I need the orange also to make the sunflower petals. But once I get so many here, we're gonna stop and see what we have and what we need. Because I don't know exactly how many petals that I'm going to need. I'm gonna guess based off of the last time I made this wreath, but you just never know. All right, I'm gonna pause it here, guys, and finish in the other room where I fold. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Hey guys, forgot to show you the leaves. So I am going to cut these here also at 10 by 10 squares. Oop, see, look, I jumped the line. I really couldn't even really see that line. I think I'm only going to cut 4 of these. Because I think we're only going to do this on a 12-inch frame. Okay, see you back in a little bit. Okay guys, I'm back. I have moved back to my small table in the sunroom. It's where I have all my stuff set up. And yes, you see this. So I have 4 more of these orange that I need to cut for the cone petal. At least to have the same amount that I have already cut. So, yes, I know, my tiny, tiny mat. All right, so it works though, it fits. There's 2. Try to make sure, because as your mesh gets toward the end of the roll, it doesn't come, I mean, it's cut a square, but it's weavy. It's not quite lining up. So you just try to make sure you line it up a little bit better as a square before you cut. And last, but more than likely not least, because I always miscount what I need for my petals. Don't know why, I just do. Okay. I have stains on here like you wouldn't believe, from glue and Bondago and all kinds of stuff. But that's what happens with a craft table. Okay. This is a 12-inch frame from Dollar Tree. And this is that number 5 count plastic mesh. You can see here where I pieced it together. I'm gonna add one more zip tie here. Just keep that nice and together. And I just attach it to, dummy. I just attach it to the inside diameter of the frame. Okay, there we go. Guess I had forgotten that one. Okay, now You can work on it, you can flip it over and work on it. You can see slightly how it curves. This one doesn't have that much to it. Or you can work on it this way. Whichever way, the petals will scoop up instead of scoop down. For this particular one, I think we're gonna do it the right way. Because of the sunflower petal that we're going to do. Okay, curl side down, top left, top right, go to a corner, and just scrunch your way to the next corner. And that is your sunflower petal. Now you can, scoop it up and put them one over the other, but you do not have to. I think maybe I will this time. I didn't do that last time. So you can see that most of our unfinished edge, and this was fraying for some reason, I'm not sure why, but, and then we're just going to, I might actually put this petal underneath. No. You know what? I don't think I'm going to do that with this, at least not this one, this piece, because it is just, look at that. I mean, it's just fraying so badly and it's just going to keep fraying. So we're going to get ourselves a new petal. Some of this mesh is older than others. Okay. And I'm going to spin that around to the back, pull it tight, and there we go. I'm a little happier with that one. Now let's see how I want to put these on here. We're going to go ahead and put them on bar 2. And we're going to put our leaves out on bar 1. Now, I put my little nubbies on the back of the flower. And then when I'm attaching it, before I pull that tight, let me just show you here. See the nub? It is behind that bar, hooking onto that bar before I pull this tight. Okay. All right, now that we figured out that, let's go ahead and make some more of these. Oh. My bad. Forgot what I was making. Yes, I forgot that quick. we're gonna put this one over here because I do want to do a pink in between. Okay. Okay, on the same bar, I just noticed this one's backwards. What did I do? Yeah, I don't know what I did there. Ah, I bet you guys caught it. I don't know if this is gonna work now. Yep, I think I may have messed that one up. ADHD, pay attention, pay attention. Okay, top left, bottom right. Apparently I need to remind myself. Scrunch corner to corner. Okay, that's better because we're always going to want the finished edge laying over top of the unfinished edge of the next flower over. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to have the ADHD moment on you. So now I'm gonna grab a pink. Flip it over, curl side down, top left, bottom right. Scrunch corner to corner. Flip it around. Gather it at the bottom. Sorry. Okay, and that's what we're looking like so far, guys. And this is just gonna be on the outside edge. Bar 2. And we're gonna put our leaves on last, and I will show you how that works. All right, let's go to orange. Curl side down. Finished edge, top left, bottom right. And we're going to scrunch it corner to corner. We're gonna flip it around. Lay left over right. That's the left pedal, right pedal. Gather it together at the bottom. Grab a zip tie. Yes, my finger's still squeezed in between there. See, now I take it out. And just lay that down. Kind of smooth out your petals a little bit. Be careful not to make anything fray, because the more you touch your mesh, the more it will fray. No matter how much you wood burn. I'm going to show you guys one more time how to fold this petal. So finished edge, top left, bottom right, and we're going to scrunch corner to corner. Okay, I got both hands on it right now. I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to hold it like that. And then I'm going to use my thumb and my middle finger to swoop it up, laying the left petal over the right petal. So finished edge over unfinished edge. And we're going to gather it at the bottom, grab a zip tie, swing it around to the back, pull out my finger, clip that off. Just kind of lay that down, smoothing out my petals. Then I'm gonna grab a zip tie. And we're gonna just put that in with the nubby behind the bar. That tight, snip that off, and then just make sure, whoops, try not to pull it. Try to snip. But remember, we're doing finished over unfinished to help hide that. And that's what we look like so far. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off camera and just finish the rest of this barn, and I'll be back. Okay, everybody, I have my outer row finished. It's a big flower once you get those on there. All right, the next petal we're going to do is the cone petal. And this is what the cone petal looks like. This one is orange with pink on the inside, and this one is pink with orange on the inside. We're alternating. So I'm going to show you now how to fold the cone petal. Okay, my crafty friends, I have finished putting on all of the petals. Going around. And now what we're going to make are the cone petals. And you see we have one pink with orange in the center and one orange with pink in the center. We are going to be alternating these. So let's do an orange one. Take that back. We need our triangles that we cut earlier. One of each color. We'll lay the orange down and we'll put the pink on top. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna match up our two corners here to make sure that they're lined up and centered. You're gonna be left with about 1 inch on either side. Okay, once you have that laid in there nice, we're going to take these 2 corners and fold them into the center. And then we're going to take these 2 corners and fold them into the center where they're just overlapping each other. And that's kind of what you have so far. And then you're going to fold this side in again, and fold this side in again. And then right above this fringe level of the outside color, you're going to pinch and wrap around, zip tie around it, putting that nubby in the back. Okay, clip that off, and we're going to trim the excess with my lovely multi-cutter tool. But let me show you what happens if I do it not over the garbage. Well, that one wasn't so bad, but I get a mess. Okay. Now we're going to lay the pink down first and put the orange over top. And again, we're going to line it up with about 1 inch on either side. We're going to turn it, corners at the left, straight at on the right side. And we're going to fold these 2 bottom corners in to meet each other. And then we're going to fold this side in and this side in. And then we're going to scrunch it right there. Grab a zip tie. Just above where that fringe line is. Spin that to the back. Pull that nice and tight. Clip it off. Snip the edge off, and there you have a cone petal. Okay, do this a couple more times. We're going to put orange down first. Pink on top. And you're gonna wanna try to keep a count while you're doing this, because I've already accidentally made too many of one color because I wasn't paying attention. Okay, fold those corners in to meet. Fold this side in, fold this side in. Gather it just above the fringe line. Grab a zip tie. I'm using 6-inch zip ties. I find it easier with certain petals. This one in particular, 4-inch are just too small. Clip that off. Snip off your excess. And there's another cone petal. Aren't these fun? I love making these petals, actually. They're a smidge time consuming because of all the lining up, and especially when you have your mesh curling on you, it's not fun. I mean, it just doesn't make it easier. Now you can also, if it's easier for you, bring just the top color and then separately bring the bottom color in. Then fold in each side and then pinch it. So whatever's easier for you. Just put that nubby in the back. Clip it. Clip off the excess. And there you have that too. All right, what are you guys thinking about this flower petal? Are you liking it so far? Are you enjoying making the sunflower and the cone petals? Or maybe you're just watching because you like to watch the process. Again, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below how I'm doing. If there's something you'd rather see or something that you don't want to see, please let me know. I take all critiquing to heart, just don't be mean. All right, let's make a couple more here. Okay, grab a zip tie. Put that nubby to the back. And cut off the excess. And last one. Then I'm gonna step away and finish making mine while you finish making yours. And I'm gonna start loading them on the board, and then I'm gonna come back in and show you how to do it. Okay, scrunch it in the middle, well, above the fringe line. Grab a zip tie. Oh, that one went a little wonky here. Don't think I'm gonna be able to fix it though. It's all right, it'll work. All right, guys, I'm gonna step away and finish making all my petals, and then I'll meet you back here and I'll show you how to put the cone petals onto the wreath. All right, guys, real quick, I just wanna show you how I'm putting these on to start with. I am placing them in between the nubs from the outer petals. And when I do this, we're putting it on bar 1 right here. But I'm going down through the mesh just in front of the bar and coming up on the other side of the bar. So I'm hooked into the mesh, but I'm not only in the mesh, I'm mostly around that first bar right there. And see, it's just kind of laying right in between. And of course, I have a fray. Why not? Okay. So I just wanted to show you that real quick here where I've been putting this. So down through, back up, around the bar 1. I'm still trying to hook that nub because we're on the bar. Okay, we're gonna come back through and do another row of just the cone petals all the way around on the inside of the mesh once these are done. So keep making those cone petals. We're gonna need a lot more of them. And I don't know why some of these have a much bigger gap than others, but they do. And that ends up making it slightly more difficult to get these ones lined up right. And I've come to a crossbar and I'm just to the left of it. I did not loop around the crossbar. Okay. Two more. And somehow, pink, orange, pink, orange, pink, orange, orange. I messed these up. I gotta come back and fix that. I'll be back. Okay, I went back and I fixed my mistake, and now I am putting in the last cone petal for this row. And again, this is on the very inner bar, in between all of the nubs from the other. Okay, now I think both of us are gonna have to go off and make more cone petals, but I do have 4 here left that I had made earlier. So I'm just going to use them and show you how we're gonna do this next one. But first, let me get my clippy and my marker, because I wanna make sure that this is straight. So I'm setting the clip against the innermost bar, and I'm making a mark around that. So we're gonna come in 2 inches from the outermost bar. Okay, there's our circle. Now we're going to lay our next cone petal, whichever color we choose, right here in between, and we're just gonna make sure we cover each nub for sure. It doesn't matter which color you start with. Okay, so there's one. Just remember to alternate them. There's 2. It's 3. And there's 4. Why I cut one and didn't cut the others, I don't know. Okay, so there's what we're gonna be looking like here on the third row. I need to go out, go make some more cone petals. You probably need to make some more cone petals. I have 4 more pink triangles, and I don't even know how many orange triangles are all curled together. 4. And they are curly. That's the end of the roll. Just do your best when you get to the end of that roll there. It gets a little tricky. Oh, another fray. Spray some Mod Podge on that. Maybe that'll help it. Grab a zip tie. Actually, I think I got it everywhere except where I wanted it. Okay, there's another cone petal. That was orange. Now we're gonna do pink. Looks like we're gonna have another fray. All right, my crafty friends, I am back. And I apologize, my phone ran out of memory and stopped the video. And I didn't realize until I had all of the third row cone petals applied to the flower. So this is our third row. I know we're getting kind of tight in here. The last row is going to be Star Trek petals. So I'm going to place this off to the side. And I think I want to keep alternating. So here we have our 10 by 10 cut of pink poly burlap, finished edge top left and bottom right. We're going to take the top corner down to the bottom, make a triangle, and then we're going to fold, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to take the right over the left, and there's our Star Trek ship. And we're going to turn it with the point to the left. And you're gonna put your thumb here and your two fingers there, holding this down. You're going to slide them together. And now we have what looks like a shoe. And we're going to push this down in the center. And then we're going to pinch it here, bring in the side, bring in the side. Now this is one way that you can lay the petal. It'll kind of point more down. And there's also this way, which is the way we're going to be doing it. Grab some zip ties here. Whoop, helps if you have that going the right way. And where your zip tie is going to go is just right under this area right here. How much long of a tail do I have? About 3.5 inch tail. Snip that off. Get our lovely multi-tool cutter. cut off of the excess. And there is one Star Trek petal. Do an orange, top left, bottom right for the sealed edges, curl side up, top corner down to bottom corner. Fold the right over the left. Line up your edges. Hold with your left hand. Use your fingers and thumb to slide these two ends together. I like to just make sure it's together right. And we have our shoe. You're gonna push down here. You're gonna grab it here and pull in your sides. Okay, then we're gonna take a zip tie. Wrap it around just underneath here, and you'll have about a 3.5 inch tail. Cut off the excess. Okay, let's do another one. Cut off the excess. And we're gonna do one more together. Okay, now right now I have one of each color. This flower's pretty big. All right, so let's just start somewhere. That one should have been cut down a little bit more. Do our north, south, east, and west with the petals here. North, south, east, and west in the pink and fill in with orange. Okay, so let's set that down again. So we need 2 more pink and 2 more orange. Okay. Right over left. Line up your edges. I'm just going to go a little faster here. Just make sure you line up your edges and hold that tip down when you slide everything in together to meet. Okay. Bring it in, make it a shoe. And last one. Push down in the center, gather, and zip tie. Like butter. This thing really is so nice and comes in so handy. All right. Seriously? Put the zip tie in upside down. And last but not least, one final orange. Might have to shift that one a bit. All right. Okay, now that we have this all done, we're going to add the leaves. Now, I put them on last, and I'll show you here why. It's a lot less touching of the poly burlap. And we're only gonna do 4. And what we're gonna do is curl side up, finished edge, top left, top right. We're gonna start down here at one corner, and we're just going to scrunch and walk our fingers up to the other corner. Now this is pretty much the same thing we did for that very outside petal, except we're not going to be crossing it over. What we are going to do is we're gonna kind of tuck it in there. But first, let me get my zip tie in there. Okay, my zip tie is gonna go through all 3 bars that are exposed. Maybe, there we go. Okay, now we're gonna slide that in there. And before we close our zip tie, we're gonna pull it all the way to the back. That way the nubby is back here and everything's being held in nicely. Okay. Walk from one corner to the next. let's see. We'll put one over here too. Just gonna slide that up in there. And pour zip tie back. I think I need a bigger craft table. What do you guys think? You agree? Yeah, I agree. Definitely need a bigger craft table. All right. Sometimes these are just a little more difficult to feed through. Okay, last one. Corner to corner. All right. There we go. Now we have our leaves on, and now we just have to do the center. All right, now we need to put on a center. And I'm going to pause you for a second while I go and check to see which, it's gonna be a green, I know that, but I gotta see which ones I have. Okay guys, I think this is gonna be our center, except I do think it's a little too big. So I may have to make a smaller version of this. So let's just say I was gonna use this. All I would do is I would have some automotive tape that I would stick down right there, and then I would put the cable tie clip right there, and then put a pipe cleaner through and just take it down through the mesh and tie it to the back, like twist it. So I'm gonna actually stop right here. I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed making it. And if any of you guys followed along and tried to make this as well, please post your pictures in the comments. I would love to see it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. That way you guys all know when I'm gonna be posting another video. All right, that's everything. I thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time, my crafty friends.